morning. It's my second blog for Grow Voices, and I'm pleased to be doing this from a slightly different location than I did the last time. Oh, I didn't introduce myself. Good morning, my name is Patrice Morgan. I'm from the Cayman Islands, and I want to talk a little bit about masks that we wear. In the last video, someone commented that it was honest and it was raw, and they loved that about the last video. And I commented and said that if nothing else, this pandemic has forced us to release the masks that we would normally wear on a day-to-day basis and just be real, feel what we're feeling, and not hide behind the need to be strong, to be professional, being professional is still important, but I think sometimes we bottle up emotions that are there to either warn us or to calm us or to lead us to different choices and actions. And because we have grown up or learned how to mask those feelings, we lose important lessons along the way. And so this morning I want to talk about some of the masks that I wear. I have been, for the last few days, been feeling sad. And for the first couple of days, I busied myself with work. I'm taking law classes, and I've been studying for an exam. So I busied myself with that. I busied myself with social media. I've been on Facebook, I've been on Instagram a lot. And I buried myself in other people's lives so as to avoid dealing with what I was feeling. Being real with myself about feeling sad, allowing myself to feel sad so that I could then do something about it. If you think of your emotions as water flowing freely as a river, and by creating masks, you build a dam. But you build a dam where it wasn't intended to be. You build a dam that's roughly put together, so it has inherent flaws anyway. At some point in time, that water level is going to rise and it's going to fill. And our thoughts and our emotions, as long as we force them to conform to the masks and to the ideas of society, they build and they generate weight, much in the way that water, once it builds a body, takes on weight. Sooner or later, that dam that you've shoddily built and improperly built will break. And then people get labeled as being irrational or too emotional and I shudder to say the words, but they have mental issues. And that term carries with it a lot of negative connotation. People that have mental health issues do have mental health issues. That's a fact. But they don't need the weight of judgment. They don't need the weight of, oh my gosh, they're defective because of that. People with mental health problems are no more defective than people with cancer, diabetes, or any other health issues. And so My long rambling is simply to say that if nothing else we learn from this pandemic experience is to be real, to be authentic with our feelings, be authentic with our emotions, because those dams will break. And on the other side of that, to remind people that having emotions is normal. It's human. And when you label people as having mental issues with all of the negative connotation and negative stigma that society has piled on top of it, it prevents them from sharing those thoughts, those emotions, those feelings with you. And you create intimacy chasms. You create distinct, separate spaces between you. And right now, we need to bridge those spaces. So, here I am from the Cayman Islands, showing you the beautiful ocean behind me, reminding you to be authentic. Start removing some of those masks and make it a habit to keep those masks off. You may lose a few people along the way. My thinking is, maybe you needed to lose them in the first place. Remove the masks. Be real with yourself. Let the chips fall where they may. You may just open up room for something beautiful, something amazing in your life. Here from the Cayman Islands, Patrice Morgan. Just reminding you to be relentlessly positive. Have a good day.